Many adults consider high school to be a place of learning, a place of self-discovery. What many fail to consider is that as times progress, high school becomes a place for the rampant spread of sexually transmitted infections.
Educate young women in sex education who come to us for advice on contraception and sexually transmitted illness. Well, proper sex education is so important because we know that fully 1/2 of all pregnancies in the United States are unintended, which is really a sobering number. And only through better sex education can we bring that number down.
We do a comprehensive sex education program which includes abstinence as well as all the other important information, including contraception as well as sexually transmitted infections. So they get a pretty broad scope of all the information. But we also talk about what the benefits of abstinence would be.
You go through it, you don't focus on the prevention part. And if you don't focus on that, then how are the students going to know how to prevent?
We see so many patients with unwanted pregnancies and with sexually transmitted illness. There's nothing wrong with explaining the importance of abstinence, and I think all physicians would support that. Only by educating people can we really change their behavior. If we keep people in the dark and ignorant, history has told us that people want to have intercourse. So if they don't know how to protect themselves and how to avoid pregnancy, we know what the result is.
Telling kids not to do something without giving them reasoning is not going to stop them from doing it, and it's going to occur, and it's not going to be safe or as clean as it would be had they be given proper sex education.
I see no reason why the subject couldn't be brought up as early as 3rd and 4th grade, because we certainly know that kids are bombarded with images and content all day long on television and in the media. So somebody has to address that. And to pretend that the kids aren't hearing it at those ages is really pretty unrealistic.
I think that we'd be able to educate people on everything that's going out there, because a lot of people don't know what they can get by having sex, and they get it. They'd be a lot more careful of who they have sex with, and be careful with their sex partners,
It's clear that children are encountering sexual messages way younger than they ever did before. And somebody has to be prepared to address those messages and have an open, honest dialogue with those kids. I see the kids and I see the parents too, and the parents don't usually know a whole lot more about the subject than the kids do. On the one hand, they say they should be the person to discuss the issues, but then on the other hand, they don't really feel comfortable going into great detail.
I understand why people might think that it would be helpful. However, the reality of the situation is statistics show that a large percentage of students engage in sexual intercourse before graduation. So to not teach contraception and sexually transmitted infections would actually be counterproductive.
I think it's something that needs to be hit on at a young age, and it needs to be readdressed over and over again as people progress through schools. So if you had early education in elementary schools and then touched on things again in junior high and again in high school, and really were willing to have frank, open discussions with adolescents about intercourse and about ramifications, people would learn to make more educated decisions.